Welcome back to another jam-packed episode of ScoreCentre. As always, I'll be going through my AFL tipping, my SuperCoach. We check out the top 10 highest selling Aussie sports cards on eBay. We open up the latest select highlights cards. We'll open up some Macca's packs from TeamCoach. And we've got heaps and heaps of mail to open. It's a jam-packed mailbag episode. So let's just get into our AFL tips. So before we get into round 13 tipping, let's take a walk down memory lane to last round and see how we did. We got 4 tips out of 6 correct. I did tip the Demons over the Lions. I did think it would be a closer game than it eventually turned out to be, so well done, Demons. We got the Swans over St Kilda. Oh, such an awesome game. I was so happy to get that tip wrong. Welcome back, Jamie Elliott. So great to have you back. So wrapped with that victory. It's in this year, there's not been a huge amount to be excited about as a Collingwood supporter, but really wonderful to have that win. Richmond over Essendon in the Dreamtime in Perth game. I was thinking that Carlton could do it against a very injury depleted Eagles, and the Eagles don't usually travel great, but they did get the job done in the end there, and so that would be disappointing for Blues fans. And the Bulldogs over Freo. We got 4 out of 6. And let's go to round 13 and check out what's coming up. We do have Port Adelaide versus Geelong tonight. And we're just almost 3 hours away from when I'm recording this. And this is going to be an absolute blinder. I'm very tempted to go for the Cats. Apparently, statistically, they always lose games after having a bye round. But I'm very tempted to go for Geelong. The Sydney over Hawthorn at the SCG is a pretty easy tip there. Fremantle Gold Coast Suns. This is very intriguing. I think it's a lot closer than that 80% to 20% would indicate. Of course, Freo are home, and the Suns have been very inconsistent, but Fremantle, I mentioned that the Eagles are injury depleted. Fremantle are even more so. They've been absolutely wrecked with injuries. I'm almost tempted to go for the Suns in that game. And St Kilda Crows is another St Kilda have been very inconsistent. They've had some really strong victories, and then they've just looked out in the wilderness. So St Kilda are hard to predict. They are very hard to predict. And Adelaide are the only team that have beaten the Demons, but then they get beaten by Collingwood. So it's really, you could just toss a coin. Don't need to toss a coin with the Giants over North Melbourne, although who knows? Who knows with all of the shenanigans going on. Richmond West Coast. This game, I believe, has been brought forward 1 week. Because Richmond are already in Perth. Because obviously still no game is being played in Victoria this round because of COVID. You kind of got to go for Richmond. We've got Melbourne, Collingwood. Look, I'd love to go for Collingwood with Bucks' last hurrah. But I'm going to go for Geelong. It's a knife edge decision, but I feel like the Cats can do it. And I think Geelong, if they're going to win, they're going to have a good win. I think it's going to be a close game, and I think Geelong might edge out in the end. I kind of want to go for the Suns. Do I want to go for St Kilda? Yeah. Whoa, this is hard. I'm now like overthinking. I think I'm overthinking everything. Let's just throw caution to the wind. We'll go for the Suns. We'll go for St Kilda. Having said that, I'm sure now Adelaide and Fremantle will win. And I'd love to do it for Bucks, but I had a feeling that we could win last week, but I don't have that feeling this week. I mean, Melbourne are an exceptional team. Oh, I feel so guilty. No, sorry, Bucks. I hope you prove me wrong. I hope I'm wrong. So for round 12, the Pack Smasher scored only 1,531 points, which was quite a bad effort. It did put us even out of the top 50%, but we did actually win one of our league matches, so that's something, but that's not saying a lot. And I did say last week we had all sorts of dramas going on with lots of injuries and underperforming players, as well as the bye rounds to consider. And I brought in Bianco for the Pies, so super happy with his performance. I know a lot of people were waiting to bring him in, but I did get him in last week, and he scored 75, which is pretty much his average. He's got an average of 79 for 123, just shy of 124,000. A great pickup. So I exchanged Young for him, and I also got rid of Stevenson, and we brought in Isaac Heaney, who he did underperform for round 12, but with an average of 80 for 412,000. Hopefully that is just a blip for him. So happy with bringing those two guys in and getting Stevenson and Young out. But we did have quite a lot of players not playing because of the bye. So I think we only had about well, I can probably count it, but we didn't have all of the 18 players that they take into account. So hence our pretty bad score. And of course, so I'm keeping Grundy on the bench because he's probably going to be out for 1 to 2 rounds. With that neck injury, but I can't rationalize changing to another ruckman right now. I'm happy to stick with Grundy unless something more serious happens to him. But I want to try to keep my trades for dealing with the super underperforming players and players that have longer injuries. Well, hello and welcome to another round of the eBay Top 10 Highest Selling Australian Sports Cards on eBay. Now, we start things off with potentially this year's Brownlow medalist. He's certainly putting himself in contention. He has been playing awesome for an absolutely awesome team. The Demons are absolutely blitzing the competition this year. This is a signature from Christian Petrarca from the AFL Select Future Force from 2014. And these were the NAB AFL National Academy signatures. Now I think I've mentioned this a few times, but I was really into collecting sports cards until I was about 17 or 18, and then when I got back into sports cards was in 2014. So I do remember the Future Force 2014 release very well because I did get back into sports cards at that time, and I did get 3 of these National Academy signatures. I did not get a Christian Petrarca. I did get a Luke McDonald. I did get a James Aish. And the other guy, I can't remember off the top of my head. And I don't think he actually ended up playing any senior AFL games, unfortunately for him. And unfortunately for me as well, for not having a super duper awesome signature. But there you go. That is the Christian Petrarca Future Force signature that sold for $695. That is the green one, and I probably should have checked, but I think that there was 2 different colors, and I know I didn't get it. I think I got only the red signatures. Yeah, and I think the green ones were rarer. Actually, it probably says on the back. So yeah, there was only 40 of those. So the red, I think they were red signatures. There was a lot more of those. So the greens were harder to come by. So very, very cool. Now, here we go. We've got 2 Brodie Grundy marquees from this year's Prestige. This marquee was numbered 11 and it sold for $750. And by it, we've got its friend, which sold for something under $800. This was numbered 26. And doesn't that look awesome in the One Touch? Up next, oh, this is awesome. So this is a select 2020 Premiership Predictor card set. So when you get your Premiership Predictor cards in your select packs, your Footy Star packs, this is what happens if your team goes on to win the Premiership. So of course, Richmond won last year's grand final against Geelong up in Brisbane, and this is what you would have got if you had a Richmond Premiership Predictor and you redeemed it. So it's a 4-card set. You have this Dusty Norm Smith Medalist card, 3 Dusties for 3 Norm Smith medals. You also get a Glenn Grimes on-card auto, very cool. And you get the team portrait, everybody super happy, super pumped, very, very awesome. And then you have, of course, Kochi and Damien Hardwick raising the Premiership Cup aloft in victory. That sold for $800 or something under $850. For that set, it was numbered 48 out of 140. So, next up, we have Mr. Rory Sloane from the Adelaide Crows, and this is his gold collage card from TeamCoach, of course. And of course, you will redeem this to get the gold 24-karat gold-plated card that sold for $810. Then, so this is what happens when you redeem the card. You get this. Well, you obviously wouldn't get a Scott Pendlebury if you redeem the Rory Sloane, but if you get the Scott Pendlebury collage card, this is what you get. If you go and redeem it, it's the 24-karat gold-plated card. Very, very awesome. I would love to get that. Oh my goodness, that would just be so awesome. So this was I'm not going to keep saying 24-karat gold-plated card because it's a mouthful, and I've said it so many times already this year. You know what it is. And there's the 3 base cards as well as the gold collage, and that sold for something under $900. Then, up next, oh, how cool is this? So, somebody went and bought the entire 2021 Star Magic and Trophy Wildcard set. That's right, we've got every Star Wild, every Magic Wild, and the Trophy cards. So, we've got Crouch, Andrews, Wiedering, Darcy Moore, that's very cool, Andrew McGrath, Brayshaw, we've got Mitch Duncan, Matt Rao, Tim Taranto. Then we go over the page, we've got Jager, we've got Petrarca, looking very, very pumped. Ben Cunnington, Tom Jonas, we did pick up that Tom Jonas, Tom Lynch, Jack Steele, we've got Dane Rampy, Elliot Yeo, Bailey Smith, so they're all the stars. And then we go over and we've got the Magics with Rory Laird. We did get that Charlie Cameron. We've got Jack Martin. I'd love to get that Josh Dacos. Darcy Parish, he's having an absolute blinder of a year. Definitely in contention for the Brownlow. He's just having an absolute blinder of a season. Matt Taberner, We've got Cam Guthrie, Isaac Rankin, just looking super excited. Everybody's looking so happy. Toby Green. I bet that would be your face if you picked up a Magic Wildcard. We've got Chad Wingard. We did pick up that Clayton Oliver, and I did have a smile that big as Clayton's. We've got Jai Simpkin, Charlie Dixon. We did also pick up that Shea Bolton. We've got Max King. I should do a TeamCoach album update at some point. Tom Papley, Liam Ryan. He was just taking speckies on the weekend, as he is wont to do. Mitch Wallace. And then we have the 4 trophy cards. We've got Lockie Neal, the Brownlow medalist. We've got Dusty, the 3-time Norm Smith medalist. Tom Hawkins, Tomahawk, getting the Copeland, the Coleman medal, not the Copeland, the Coleman medal. And I love that card so much because it looks like he's just kicked the medal and it's just flying off his boot. Love that picture. And then, of course, the NAB Rising Star from last year, Caleb Sarong, looking very, very intently at that football. So all of those cards sold for $950. Awesome set. Then we had a 1987, going back in time a bit, 1987. This was a lot of 92 cards, 40 in excellent condition and 52 in near mint condition. Bulk lot, as I said, of 92 Rugby League 1987 Scanlon's cards. And I think that's the only photo we actually have. So enjoy Terry Lamb from the Bulldogs in all his glory. Then we had, I love these. These are from the Brilliance, the Select Brilliance release that came out late last year from Select. And they did, I think there were 6 cards in this set, but they did feature autos from brothers, significant brothers from the history of the VFL AFL. And of course, this is the Burgoyne brothers. I would have loved to have got the Rocker brothers. That would have been, I would have loved that so much. But I'm getting off track. We're looking at the Burgoyne brothers, Peter Burgoyne and Sean Burgoyne. This was 49 out of 50. Of course, all of the Brilliance cards were numbered out of 50. This sold for something under $1,200. But I love those dual brother signatures. They're really, really awesome. Then, speaking of awesome on-card autos, this is a 2006 Select Supreme unparalleled signature. I think we had Supreme last week because I remembered mentioning Supreme pizzas, and now I'm hungry for pizza again. But here you go. Here is an on-card auto from God himself, Gary Ablett, the Gary Ablett Sr. Apparently it's numbered 69, so I'm not sure out of how many, but there you go. But an absolutely awesome card that sold for $1,300. Then in second place, we have our mate Patrick Cups, selling for $1,000 or something under $1,500. It, of course, is the Patrick Cripps marquee from this year's Prestige, one of the most popular players in one of the most popular card series this year. That was numbered 5. I hadn't already mentioned that. Patrick Cripps marquee, something under $1,500. Now, I did mention last week that we've had 3 weeks of Dusty Marquee being in the first place. And I said, will we have another Dusty Marquee in top spot? Let's find out. You want to bet? Of course you do. Of course Dusty's in number 1. And it is I'm pretty sure this is 4 weeks in a row that the Dusty Marquee has been in the top spot. This was numbered 32. Of course, there's only 40 of the marquees around, and we've seen quite a few. We've seen number 1, we've seen number 40, we've seen lots of different numbers in between that. I'm actually not sure if we've not had a huge amount, but of course they've been dominant at the top because they are the most wanted card right now. This was number 32, which I'm pretty sure I just mentioned, but this sold for something under $2,000. And can we get Dusty for a 5th week in a row in the top spot? I don't know. I don't know. Are the marquees, have they all been bought? Or is there somebody else out there with a marquee that they're just waiting to put out and then snag for next week? We will find out. I'm sure Victoria University are very, very happy for that publicity on the marquee card. Remember, kids, stay in school. Let's now take a look at the Coleman medal race, and Harry Mackay is still on top with 38 goals. Still, he didn't add any in the game against West Coast because, of course, he was subbed off with that concussion from that sickening head knock to the ground. Hopefully, he is all good. He will be out for 1 to 2 games with that concussion. Tex is breathing down his neck. He is on 36. He added 2 goals against Collingwood. Then on 34 goals, we have Josh Bruce. He kicked 1 against Fremantle. Jack Rewalt has joined Ben King on 32 goals for the season. Jack added 2 against Essendon in the Dreamtime game in Perth. Then we have 3 players on 29. We have Jack Darling, Cale Hooker, and Aaron Norton. And then we have a trio on 27 with Anthony McDonald-Tipperwoody, Matt Taberner, and Bailey Fritsch. For our Coleman predictor players, Tom Hawkins is next on 25. He will be playing Port Adelaide tonight, so hopefully he can add some more goals to his tally. And then Eric Hipwood added 1 against the Demons. He's on 23, and his teammate Charlie Cameron is right behind him on 22. He added 2 in that loss to the Demons. Okie dokie, it's time to open the highlight for the week and see what Select have sent us in their Purple People Eater pouch. That was a mouthful. I know, it stuck to my fingers. These are very, very sticky. Yeah, there you go. We've got Cody. I did say Cody, because it is Cody. What am I saying? Oh my goodness. Okay, let's pop him out. Now this is for round 10. I am finding that the highlights are coming a lot sooner than they used to. But here we go. We've got Cody Waitman from the Bulldogs. He was the net rising star for round 10. And he's out at the moment, but Nat 5 was the match winner against the Swans. That was an awesome, awesome game. Now let's check out what number Fifey is. Ooh, that's a very, very low number. Number 5 of, that's terrible focus. That's much better. 5 of 211 for the Fifey match winner highlight. Well done, mate. And hopefully he's all good to go very soon. Then we've got Cody. Let's see what number he is. He's, oh wow, 101. That's not a low number, but I do actually quite like that number. And that was 101 of 278. More Bulldogs fans getting behind Cody than the Freo fans. 211 for Fifey, 278 for Cody. Well done, young man. Of course, yesterday was the shock announcement that Nathan Buckley would be coaching his last game as senior coach of Collingwood on Monday against the Demons. And I just thought quickly I would go through some of my Bucks cards that I have. I do have a lot more in my family home, but these are what I have to hand right now. And we do have from 1995 these Coca-Cola Team Classics. That was from 1995. And I also included just behind him Mr. Robert Harvey, who is the assistant coach and will be taking over as senior coach
for the rest of the year until they work out who will be taking the reins at the Pies for next year. But then we have, these were from 1996. That was Series 1, that was Series 2, that was the league leader. But very, very awesome cards. But there you go. And then from, I think these came out in 2005. They were the Footy Faces cards. And Bucks, look, he hasn't really, he doesn't seem to have aged much at all. Thanks, Bucks, for all of your service in playing and coaching for Collingwood. And yeah, cheers. Okay, so before we finish, this has been quite a long episode, so thank you for sitting through. If you've watched the whole thing, well done. It's been another jam-packed episode, but I thought we'd just end it quickly on some Macca's packs. Got Pendles, that's so they're the silver cards. And of course we get the base cards, but we've got Emma Swanson from the Eagles, and Pendles, of course, the captain of the Collingwood Magpies. Like I need to tell you, I don't. But then we've got, what have we got? We've got Chelsea Randall from Adelaide, and Max Gawn. I think that's maybe the third Max Gawn I've got on today's episode. We've gone from having no Max Gawn captain cards to a grab bag of Gawns, a mountain of Maxes. Now, what do we have in this very badly opened packet? Oh, okay, so this is going to be a gold. So I'm going to do that really obnoxious thing where people wait to open it. I know it's so annoying, but if you've sat through this video long enough, you can sit through it for another few seconds as I struggle to open bits of cardboard out of plastic. Is that another gold? Wait. Because wait, isn't it that or am I just like, I thought like the silver ones are just at the front. Yes. So there you go, we've got Cogs. We've got Bond. Wait, does that mean that we've just picked up 2 gold? Well, let's have a look at what this one is. Oh, it's a Pendles. God, please be Pendles. Oh. We have a Megan McDonald from Geelong. And that's a gold. Wait, is that a gold? Yeah, I think that's a gold. Yes, it's gold. It's a gold David Swallow. He says with unbridled enthusiasm. Well done. Yeah. Well, I was sort of hoping it would be a Pendles, but that's okay. So this is going to be a gold as well. So we've got a base, and that's a base, and then we've got a silver. We've got a nat 5, and then this should be a gold. Oh, it's not a Pendles, but it is another awesome stalwart of the game, the Bendigo boy, Joel Selwood, playing tonight, in fact. But today's been a bit of a crazy day, and I've hopefully get this up before the game starts. Yeah, hopefully. But yes, Geelong Power. It's going to be a huge game. I have tipped Geelong, but that's a bit of a risk. But because Geelong have usually not won after a bye, so let's hope they can change that up. But yeah, that's awesome. Well, there you go. It was just surrounded by so many awesome cards. We've got Joel Selwood, the gold captain's card from McDonald's. This is not sponsored in any way. And there you go. To go with your McDonald's, we've got the Coca-Cola. So it's all very much, McDonald's, Coca-Cola. If you want to give me money to open up football cards, please, I will give you my Venmo. I'm just joking. We're obviously 100% independent. Anyway, Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of ScoreCentre, and hope we have another awesome round of footy. It's spread from Thursday through to Monday, when Bucks will be coaching actually. I mean, he looks fit enough that he could captain Collingwood now, but final game as coach for Bucks. And as always, look out for more videos over the weekend. We'll be doing some more Shop v Shop. That's the French version. Scorecard collectibles in French. The Shop v Shop. TeamCoach Macca. No, it's in English. Yes, Shop v Shop. If I can speak properly, coming up on the weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, stay cool, stay awesome. My name is Dave. This is Scorecard Collectibles. I can't wait for you to join me next time.